How you doing?
God.
What's the weather like today?
It's snowing!
Snowing!
It's snowing outside!
Oh my gosh.
It is really going out there.
It's dumping. Kind of.
Yeah.
It is January 11th. Saturday, January 11th, 2025. Mom picked up a few more hours at her store, and I'm here with the kids. And today,
we're going to show you how we warm up to go to the mountain.
Right. So I'm going to show you guys how I teach my kids how to snowboard and to get ready for the season, to get ready throughout the year. In the summertime, we work on these basic fundamental skills, and then hopefully by the time we get to the mountain, we have a good time. So I will do my best to timestamp this whole video so you can fast forward to whatever section you are interested in.
Yeah.
I'll also try to link any gear that we're using during this time. But I thought it was worth it to just show you what we do inside the house, what we do in the backyard, and then tomorrow we'll be at the mountain and we'll talk about some of the stuff that we do at the mountain as well.
And the bunny.
On the bunny hill, and then I'll take Luke to the green circles and we'll do some work on there and just kind of show you how progress goes from beginning to green circle.
And my brother oh my gosh, he just finished being pulled by my mom, so now he can finally go on the bunny hill.
Yeah. So I don't claim to be an expert. I don't claim to be somebody who knows everything about teaching your kids how to snowboard, but this is what I do. I've worked in the industry, mainly retail, but snowboarded a lot throughout the 2010s and leading up to about 2015, 16 is when I was pretty serious about it. And then as I've become a father and gotten a real job, not really as active as I used to be. So what I'm trying to do today is, and I've never instructed any kids before, my kids, and I don't plan on instructing anybody's kids. This is mainly a video to show dads and moms how to teach your own kid how to snowboard, and that's it. I'll admit that sometimes I'm harsh, but sometimes you need a little bit of that harsh parenting style to push your kids past the point of discomfort, because the only time that they're going to learn and improve and get better is when they're uncomfortable. And the point of all of this is to lessen the burden on you to snowboard for your kid and really teach them the fundamentals so they can snowboard for themselves. So that's the goal of this video, is to just show you some of that stuff, show you some of the basics, and then we'll hopefully have more fun on the mountain. I know it's a lot of money to go snowboarding. It's a lot of money to go skiing. And the worst thing is when you spend all that money and you get up on the hill and they're just crying and complaining the whole time. You don't want that, right? So this video is hopefully going to save you some money and some heartache. And we will start with the gear. We'll talk about what gear we're using. And then after that, we will get right into how we're going to use the gear to teach our kids, right?
And I just strapped Noah into his board so that way he can try it out.
Awesome. Noah's already going at it. So here we go. So first thing is I'm using a Simply Fit board. I picked this up at a yard sale once, but it's pretty good skill to use. You know, it's your basic balance board. Another thing that it really does well, and Luke can show you, is you can shuffle along a little bit with it, and you can use this in a lot of different ways. The key here is just to gamify as much of this as you can. So giving your kids a goal, right? If you can do this, you'll be rewarded with this. That's kind of how I like to do it, right? Like over here, he was balancing on this, and I said, if you can balance for 30 seconds without touching the ground, you get a cookie, right? Yeah. Just rewards like that really just help kind of incentivize them in the long run. you'll get a cookie too if you can do the things that we're talking about today, okay? So, one thing that we do, or one thing that the kids like to do, is they like to use all these different foam blocks and the balance rocks. Could you pull out the balance rocks for us?
What balance rocks? Oh, the balance? These?
Yeah. Grab a few of those just to show them. When I'm not around, like I'm busy in the office or something, the kids like to do the ground is lava, right? An obstacle course.
Yeah.
And so they'll set up, can you just put a few on the ground just to show them? They'll set up a few of these blocks, and then they'll set up these balance beams, and they'll basically create a trail along the living room, and that gives them the opportunity to work on their balance. And part of the obstacle course that I like for them to do is to stand on this, you know, from the rocks. I'll have them shuffle or penguin walk. I don't know if you can see this, but try to penguin walk along the ground. That's one thing that's really just a fundamental thing you do when you're snowboarding. If you're strapped in and you got to scoot over a little bit, it's nice to be able to penguin walk. So that's a nice tool to use for that. Another thing that we use is a skate deck. I just took the trucks off, the wheels off, and just use a cylindrical shaped item. It doesn't matter if it's a foam pad like this, or if it's a PVC pipe, like a 3 to 4 inch diameter PVC pipe, or if you want to just straight up get a balance board offline, I can link you to something like that. But you can makeshift that. You don't have to, you know, spend an arm and a leg to get that balance board going. So we'll use this. We'll use the fit board, and then the last thing that we're going to use inside right now is
these balance beams.
The balance beams. And I'll show you a couple things that I like to do with the balance beams to get them ready for the season as well. But right now, Noah is ready to go. So one thing that we do is we are going to basically walk him around with this Riglet Reel. These are kind of hard to find, but what I've seen is, you know, if you can get to a Burton dealer, a local Burton dealer, or, you know, even an online, you know, third party like Tactics, Backcountry, Evo, these companies that sell Burton products, you may have better luck finding these Riglet Reels. But you see that you're gonna fall over a lot. You're gonna pick them back up. And the point of doing this is basically to learn compression.
Oh!
So you want him to learn to stay on the board, and when you pull him around, he's gonna be fine, right? You just want to be careful around corners because that's when they fall pretty easily. But the more obstacles you can put in his way, the more he's gonna learn compression. And I'll show you real quick what that looks like with my own body. And then we'll do some more of this with him outside. But you got 2 moves that you're trying to learn inside besides balance. The first thing you're trying to learn to do is to teach them compression like this, right? Bending your knees.
And making sure your back is straight and not leaning forward.
And when you're bending your knees and compressing the board, your body wants to stay upright, and you want the board to be moving over the whatever the terrain is, right? So if you're outside and you're dragging them around, and we'll talk about this later, but building little mounds and then having them go over the mound, that can help them learn compression. The other thing you're trying to teach them to do, sorry, I keep saying learn, is lateral movement like this. And the way that you're teaching that is with a balance board like that, right? So Luke, why don't you show them what you do with a balance board? So learning how to laterally move and keep your knees bent while keeping your back more straight than Luke has right now, right? You gonna give us an example of how you do it so well? Admittedly, we have not been practicing as much as we should be, but this is basically the concept of what you're doing. And the harder that cylindrical piece is, the harder it'll be, like physically harder that cylindrical piece is. So a hard piece of plastic, you know, even like a soup can or something could work. But the softer it is, the easier it'll be. So this is a pretty easy setup right now. But if you were to use like a PVC pipe, you start increasing the difficulty. So just figuring out how to do that.
Yeah, because the EC pipe is smaller, so it's easier to like fall off.
And it rolls better than that.
Yeah, and it's also lower to the ground.
Right. So the last thing that we're going to talk about right now is balance beams, right? So with balance beams, I like to have 2 of them. I picked these off of Amazon a few years ago. But what you're going to do is, one, you know, balancing the way that Luke's showing you right now is a great option just for general balance. But the other thing that you want to do is, remember how we were practicing last year how to jump from one to the other with both feet? Right, like that. And trying to stay on, right?
Yeah.
Now, remember the next thing that makes it harder?
What?
Jump backwards. Yeah, that's hard. Try it again. You can do it. Get that right. Good. Then the next thing after that, you practice that a few times. And now what's the next thing that's hard?
Sideways.
No, 180.
180?
Can you do it?
Oh my gosh.
Yes. So you're going to practice that over and over again. Good.
I did it!
You did it.
Oh, down.
Some other things you want to think about is every time that your kid has a win, even as small as it might be, make sure that you are celebrating it like he won the Super Bowl. Every single time. Whether it's just that they got up, that they did a heel side stop, whether they're working on a toe side, you know, carving their toe side edge, any of those things, you really want to make sure you are celebrating every single win as much as you possibly can. Right?
Yeah.
Right. You want me to drag you around a little bit more?
Yeah.
Celebrating the wins is number one. Gamifying everything is a big thing too. And the last thing is taking lots of breaks and not getting them too tired, but tired enough.
When you get really tired, your knees start to hurt, and then you never want to snowboard again.
Yeah, exactly. So you don't want them to be so tired that they hate doing it. But you also want to make sure that when you are taking breaks, you're doing something special, unique. If you can if you can swing it, try to take the break on the hill. I have a video last year of all of Luke's highlights, right?
Yeah.
And in the highlights, I actually have a short that specifically shows this. But we took breaks.
One of the breaks was we were sitting next to a hill and these guys were doing tricks. And when he went off, I said, poser.
Poser. So those moments where you can take a break on the hill, maybe you go to the terrain park and you sit down and watch some people do some jumps. Or maybe you go into the woods and you have a little picnic in the woods or a snack in the woods. Even, you know, a slow chairlift where you can get a 10-minute break and eat a snack and have a drink. Those things are memorable and they want to stay on the mountain. If you got to go into the lodge, that's fine. Everyone's got to go to the lodge eventually. But if you go to the lodge, try to find a place where you're either outside or it's like a special area, right? If you can do that, that'll give you those memories that they will literally talk about for years, right? So gamify everything. Take lots of breaks. Don't let them get too tired. And always be pushing them a little bit, just a little bit. Celebrate the big wins. That was the other one. So pushing them slightly beyond their comfort zone. Not too much that they hate doing it, but just enough with maybe a reward, you know, gamifying it. Negotiation, constantly using negotiation. When Luke was Noah's age, we lived at another house, and there was times when I would create like a figure 8 in the backyard, or just walk around in the snow, and then I would make 2 or 3 mounds, and basically it became sort of like a, you know, a little bit of a doggy treat situation where I would walk him around the yard in one figure 8, and you would do all the compressions, and then I would give him a treat, and then he would be like, okay, I want to stop, and I would be like, if we do another one, I'll give you another treat, and then he'd be like, okay, and then he would do it again, and he was having fun. I was never torturing him. He wasn't crying, but you know, it's not the most exciting things. So you can do all of those things as much as you want over and over again individually, right? But if we're setting it up to try to do as many of those things collectively and make a game out of it, the kids have set up just a really small obstacle course, just to kind of give you an idea of what's going on. So the kids have their boots on, just to make sure that they're used to wearing those boots, right? Are they really tight?
Yes.
Too tight?
Too tight. My.
Your toes are getting crushed?
Yes.
Well, keep them on for a little bit, and if they still feel like that in 10 minutes, then we'll take the cushion out, right? So the boots, usually Burton boots and most kids' boots, they have a liner on the inside, but there's a grow with you liner. So it's like a footbed, and it has extra cushion in the front. So the boots will, in Luke's case, are a size 13, but if you pull the thing out, then they're a size 1. So now that you got your boots on, you're gonna jump from stone to stone, and then you're gonna get on the balance beam, and you're gonna jump from one balance beam to the other, and back, and back, and back, and you're gonna zigzag across. Good job, dude. High five. Woo!
I slammed your hand.
Nice job, Luke. All right, so that's just a little idea for you guys. Hopefully that's helpful. And we'll go make that pizza and then come back and...
Show you some stuff outside.
Yeah, we'll go outside. We'll talk about some things that we do outside. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Look at that pizza. I'm gonna let it settle. But, oh man. I think I miss my calling. I really do. Wow. The pizza, boys.
Yeah. Yeah.
So good?
And I like it. Oh, spicy.
You got some spicy pepper flakes on there? Oh, yummy. All right, so thought it was a good time to talk about clothing, because I think this is a big key to making sure the kids are happy and stay outside for a while. So first thing is the long johns, right?
Yeah.
The base layer. So right here we got a base layer, shirt and pants for Noah, shirt, pants for Luke, right?
And I have my butt pads on.
Second thing is when they start getting a little bit better and they're falling down a lot when they're going faster, you definitely want to get some butt pads. It looks silly, but this will keep their butts from being sore and pulling them inside the lodge faster, right?
And getting your butt really hurt.
Right. You don't want your butt to get hurt, because once your butt's hurt, then you don't want to keep going, right? You want to go inside and you want to stop.
Yeah, you want to sit
And everything we want to do is to avoid stopping and going into the lodge as much as we possibly can.
Because it's so much fun going again.
Right. The second thing you want to make sure you have is some good socks. Show them your socks. Nice, long snowboard or ski socks.
Make sure they're all the way up to about your knee.
Yep. And those are either a wool base or a polyester based sock. You do not want to use cotton in this case.
Nah.
If you use cotton, cotton soaks up sweat. And when you start sweating and you're soaking up all the sweat, your feet are going to get cold. They also are not going to be as comfortable in your boots.
Yeah.
So having the right socks and having the right base layer is step number 1 to the equipment. Next thing you want to make sure you have is a bib. Regular snow pants are okay, but a bib is great because when they fall down, they don't get as much snow in their pants or in their butts, right?
Yeah, but look.
Even I make sure I wear a bib. It's just easier. You don't have to worry about snow going up your crack as well, so it's worth it. Bibs are key, in my opinion. So the other thing that you want to make sure you do is when you're putting the boots on, make sure that you're pulling the base layer up above the sock line or above the boot line, and make sure that nothing is going in the boot aside from a foot and a sock.
Yeah.
That makes sure that it stays as smooth as possible. There's no wrinkles in here, and it keeps them comfortable.
Yeah.
If you have any of this pant in here, it's going to make them uncomfortable faster. Last thing before we go outside. Noah looks really good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. The couple things that you just want to remember is, one is you want to make sure that the goggles and the helmet are somewhat cinched up together. There's no real gap right there. Because once that cold air goes in there, they're going to want to stop sooner.
Yeah.
Turn around. The other thing is this little backpack. And most of these backpacks come with straps. I don't really care for the straps just because we're snowboarding, but I'm sure skiers are going to find it more useful than me. What I love about these though is this handle. I can pick them right up with the handle. And I don't have to worry about his gloves. When I grab his hand and I pull him up with his hand, I could hurt his hand, and I could also pull the glove out of the jacket. And now you got another place where cold air can get in, snow can get in, and then they want to go inside. So backpack is super clutch. Sometimes we'll do knee pads, elbow pads, all that stuff. Helmet's obviously vital, but that backpack is a lifesaver just from picking him up standpoint and putting him on the chairlift, and just in general, the backpack is clutch. So we're gonna wear the backpack while we pull him around in the backyard. And then tomorrow we're really gonna use the backpack when we're on the bunny hill.
Yeah.
I forgot to mention too, balaclavas are pretty important, just to keep the wind from blowing on their face. We won't do it today just because we're not going to be out that long, but on days when it's really bad out, or you plan on being outside for maybe several hours in a row, you definitely want to put one on the kids especially. So we got those two. I'm just not doing it right now. But I'm going to snow blow, and then I'm going to go play with the kids and show you the rest of what's going on with what we do outside. All right, we're out here. Noah is on his board, and all I'm doing is I'm pulling him with the Riglet Reel. This is the next part of what we're trying to do, okay? We got the Riglet Reel on the board. That's this rope that I can pull. I'm gonna pull him around, and you're gonna see he is going to adjust his body to stay on the board and not fall down.
Yeah.
This will teach him how to generally stand up while he's going down the hill without a lot of effort here. So you're gonna see a lot of cool compression and adjustments he's gonna do with his feet. So I'm gonna pull him around. I'm gonna try to record him at the same time, okay? We'll go around the trampoline, all right?
Okay.
So just take a look at his legs. See how he's kind of slightly doing heel and toes and adjusting for the compressed snow that he's packing down. That is a great way if you want to go on a little walk and you want to teach him how to stay on his board. This is a great way to do it. We're just going to keep doing this. I'll fast forward the video so you can kind of see what's going on. And if he falls over, you just pick him back up and you try again. Whee!
Going forward's very smooth. So look at us.
Oh, falls over. Grab the handle, pick him back up, let him stand on his own, grab the rope and try again, right?
Yeah.
Whee!
I'm following right behind for support.
And usually I don't walk backwards, but I just want to show you guys what's going on. I just keep walking with my hand behind my back.
Hey, keep going down, keep going down.
Don't fall down then. Try to stand up. And eventually when he feels really comfortable with this and probably starts getting bored, then I start making some little hills, little tiny bumps, like speed bumps. And he has to learn how to compress over the speed bumps.
Almost.
Yeah. Oh, nice job. Bend your knees. Woo!
Down. Cool. Noah, this is what it's going to feel like on the bunny hill, except it's going to be steeper. Hey, Noah. Maybe...
This is also a great way to get him uphill if you need it.
Hey, Daddy.
Yeah,
Should Noah go down that mountain right there?
we could try it.
Okay, let's go. Noah, let's go up here.
And then sometimes you can just send him down. Good job.
Up there.
Grab the rope. Pull him up.
I'm gonna go now. All right, buddy.
Oof.
Fall right at the top, but that's okay. All right, buddy. You ready to go down? Yeah, let's go. Okay.
Nice. Good job, bud. Good job.
Can I try?
Grab your board and try it.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Ready, set, go. Go. Nice job, kid. All right. So once you get him comfortable pulling him around like this, next thing you do is you find a little hill and you send him down it. You ready?
Yep.
Ready? Look the other way. Set. Go! And this, you could spend a whole day doing this. And that's fine. That's like the next step to all of it. And Luke asked me if he could go sledding, but we don't really have a sledding hill and our sled is frozen to the ground.
It has ice in it.
But I told him, go on the slide, so.
So watch this. Yeah!
How'd Noah go? Oof! Oh my gosh, thank God you have a helmet on. But yeah, don't forget, take a break whenever you can. Just because the kids only can do that snowboarding stuff for so long. It's just a good reminder to make sure you take breaks, snack breaks, water breaks, and everything else. It's good for them, and it's good for you, right? Awesome. Go! Whoa! Jesus!
No, it's sliding.
No eating snow, okay? Woo. Time for tissues when you're having so much fun. Oof! Are you okay?
Yeah, that was fun!
That was so much fun.
Yeah!
Oh!
It hit my butt a little bit.
Uh-oh.
But I'm okay.
Thank goodness you have the butt pads on.
Yep. Okay. I think I'm gonna push some snow in the way.
Oof!
Oh, I got a turn.
Are you alright?
I got a turn.
You turn?
Yes.
Oh my goodness. So this is what we got over here. This is like the next step. You might go to the bunny hill a few times. Make sure that they like it. Do the green circle a few times. Make sure they like that. But if you're trying to like level up your backyard, but you live in a flat area, you may want to think about doing a small ramp like this. I was a little ambitious at our old house, and I built a ramp out of a old swing set that was like 8 feet tall, and that was a little too much. But something like this, about 3.5, 4 feet tall, with enough snow. This is a pretty sweet setup, and I just covered it in carpet that I just got for cheap at Home Depot. I used some spare wood. It's pretty stable. It's not going anywhere. I could ride down this no problem, but again, there isn't that much snow today, and we're under the trees, so when we do get a little bit more snow, we'll start using this a bit more. But for now, no, you're not going to do it today, okay? For now, we're not going to use it, but we're going to finish up. We're going to wrap up today. We're going to have a little bit more fun out here, and then tomorrow we'll be going over to the mountain, and I'll show you how we keep Luke going on the mountain. We'll do some side-by-side riding on the bunny hill, and then when he gets tuckered out and wants to go in, I'll take Luke up to the green circle and I'll show you what I do with him. All right, well, thanks, and catch you tomorrow.